Hey there, I'm Kim from PlayUSA. Now, most of you don't know me, and that's because I spend most of my time behind the computer instead of in front of the camera. But I've been writing about casino gambling and sports betting for the Play network of sites for nearly 3 years now. And while I can hold my own in a conversation about the latest sportsbook launch or sports betting revenue numbers, when it comes to actually placing a sports bet, I don't have a clue. Now here's the deal. I've become very fascinated with sports betting over the years, but I don't know where to begin. It's so overwhelming. The amount of information out there is endless. And frankly, I don't like throwing my money away, so I want to do it the smart way. So of course I work with a bunch of people who are knowledgeable in this topic, and I tapped one of them to teach me how to sports bet. Now I picked Dave because I'm familiar with his writing, and he's been writing betting previews and other betting content for the Play sites for almost a year. But what I didn't know until just recently was the wealth of his experience. He has been covering most major sports for many years. He was even a broadcaster on ESPN. He eventually specialized in boxing, where he has called fights for networks of HBO and Showtime and more. He has even won the Sam Taub Award for Excellence in Broadcasting and is a member of the New Jersey and Atlantic City Halls of Fame. So yeah, Dave knows his stuff. Who better than to teach me? Now here's what you need to know. For the purpose of this series, I am going to bet on DraftKings Sportsbook. In fairness, our company is an affiliate for DraftKings. However, I didn't choose DraftKings for that reason. In fact, our company is an affiliate for most sportsbooks, so I could have pretty much chosen anyone. I chose DraftKings because I'm most familiar with it. I use it to fact check odds in articles that I'm editing, and I just feel comfortable with it. Now, considering I'm going to be learning about a lot of stuff that I don't know, if I can be familiar with one little thing, I think that's a plus. Now, this weekend is the Kentucky Derby. I've been to plenty of Kentucky Derby parties, but never bet on a horse. So I'm hoping Dave can give me a few pieces of advice, and I'm going to make my first horse bets this week. Now, for that, I'm going to use TVG. TVG is a well-known and respected horse betting site available throughout most of the country. Again, our company is an affiliate for them, but that's not why I chose them. I chose them because they are trusted. So now it's time to call on Dave, and hopefully he can teach me to sports bet. Dave, my very first sports betting lesson. But I'm going to throw you a curveball because I actually want to bet on the horses this weekend. So can you help me out?
Well, sure. Kimmy, you took the easiest and the hardest. It's the hardest because there are 18 horses in the Kentucky Derby, but in some ways it's the easiest because there is a big favorite by the name of Tiz the Law who is expected to win, and that will narrow your betting choices so that it will be a little bit less complicated this time.
Okay, so 18 horses, and it's overwhelming. I will say I have been to the races at the Del Mar racetrack, but
Ooh.
I've only bet based on jersey colors. So I would like to go into this with a little bit more information and a little bit more help. So what am I looking for?
What you like to look at here, there's something called the class angle, which is who are the best horses that have run coming in. So Tiz the Law is in a comparison spot by himself. Then you look for the next group of horses, and there are about 5 of them that I would like to consider. Within those 5, you might take a couple of exacta boxes, take them with Tiz the Law, and then maybe make a bet or 2 without Tiz the Law. And the exacta box is you have to finish in the first 2 spots and pick the order. So this way, you hope that you have, by picking the 2 winners of the race, you get a little bit better payout and you have a chance to collect something for not too big of an investment. So think exacta boxes, and that's one of the bets you can make here.
So let me ask you this. if Tis the Law doesn't win, is he likely to just really lose big, or might he come in second?
He might come in second. And if he comes in second, if you have an exacta box, the box means he can finish in second and you can still collect the ticket. So that's why the exacta box is a nice bet. And as an insurance policy, I would call this, just in case the horse runs bad, or any horse you like runs bad, there is a 3-horse exacta box for $2 and it costs $12. That would give you 3 horses to finish in the top 2 spots. So if one of your horses doesn't run well, you still have 2 other opportunities for the horse to finish first or second. And I think that's one of the considerations that people can make for this race.
Okay, so an exacta then is I have to pick two horses and they have to finish in the order I pick.
They have to finish in the order you pick. They have to be the first 2 finishers in the race. But if you take them in a box, they can be in either order.
Okay.
You get both of them.
Okay, so I'm going to look at betting then exactas and maybe an exacta box for fun. And
yes.
What else am I looking at? Because we don't really know much until we see what's happening on Saturday. When I see the horses and their odds and it's close to race time, what am I really looking for?
You're looking for, basically, you want to just go make your bet. I say you do your handicapping the week leading into it, so that by Saturday you know what you like or how you feel about it. I mean,
I was going to say, I don't know what handicapping is.
But because the race is so big, some of the handicapping has been made easy. There are 4 other horses to keep your eyes on. And most of them are going to break from the outside post. Those horses are called Honor AP.
Okay.
Authentic. A horse called NY Traffic.
Oh, that one I should bet on just for the name. Okay.
Yeah, you have to like them for the name. Those 3. And then there's a horse in the 10 position that I like. His name is 1,000 Words. Not only because some of our stories are 1,000 words that we deal with each other, but 1,000 Words has run against these horses as well. And, in a race with 18 horses, some horses will be overlooked. And when I saw his odds of about 10-1 today, I thought he was a little bit overlooked. So they're my next favorite 4 horses, and I'll pick between them to see what the box is going to be. And I haven't decided that yet here early in the week.
So I wait till Saturday to make the bets, and how much am I betting? I don't even know how much I'm betting here.
A very good question. Now, this time I say to people, go a little lighter in this regard. If Tis the Law wins the race, he's going to be at odds they call 3-5 or 4-5. What that means is if you bet $100 at 3-5, you only make $60 on the race and you've gambled 100. So it's a small profit. If Tis the Law wins, all the payouts will be small. Exacta, trifecta, superfecta, which is the first 4 finishers. If Tis the Law wins the race, those will be small. So what you can do is you can say, well, one of these other horses I like is going to run second perhaps, and try to focus on that. And you have to get an opinion between the horses we mentioned or maybe some others who can run second, because there are 18 horses and there are variables and horses can run better than we expect. So that's how I would look at it. But if it's hard to bet a lot of money when you have a favorite of 3-5. It's just hard to make money on the race.
I feel like I want to, go meet them and get a feel if I like them. Like, are they having a good day? Because how do I decide between these horses and all of that?
Well, maybe the first thing you should do is buy a horse with your free bet. After you get the free bet and you cash it, go buy a horse, because we are connected to those animals, and there's so much in our hearts too. But what you can do is you can go on YouTube. I've done a lot of this just for the fun of it. And you can Google in the name of a horse. And if the horse has run in some high profile races, you can watch some of the races the horse has run. That's how I did it for these horses I just mentioned to you. I watched them run against each other in previous races. And my conclusion was there's not much separating them. So regardless of their odds, there won't be much separating them on Derby Day, but they're a little bit below Tis the Law. So you can watch their running style. You can watch when they come around the turn, do they have heart when another horse comes up on them? Do they dig in, or do they let somebody go by them and decide, well, we're going to go to the barn now and get something to eat? So
Okay, I think I have some information. I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing, but at least I know what an exacta is now.
Well, you know what an exacta is, and there are people. Johnny Avello from DraftKings, we had a nice laugh about a month ago, and he said, "You know what? I've been doing this for 40 years, and I still don't know what I'm looking at." So that's what horse racing is because there's not much that separates it. And I like to give your reviewers a little fun fact, which is why racing is so hard to pick. I'm going to say, when I say go, I'm going to ask you to count to 3.
Okay.
And then tell me when you get to 3. Ready, set, go.
Okay.
At 3 seconds, Kimmy, that is 15 lengths in a horse race. So that can be the difference between first place and a horse that looks like he never even ran.
Wow.
That's how tightly contested, and that's how good the horses really are. And what it means is that if one horse feels a little better on a certain day, and maybe there's a problem with around the turn, that he gets caught behind horses, anything like that can change the outcome of a horse race by 5 or 10 lengths. And that's why nobody's an expert after 40 years. And maybe that's why you should play some birthdays on Saturday and play those numbers.
Okay, Dave, I am going to make some horse bets this weekend. Thank you so much for your tips. I can't wait for next week where we're going to dive into the NFL. Yay.
And maybe talk about one long shot that was supposed that all of a sudden nobody talked about that horse. You know? You might get some of that.
I also know you're writing a horse or Kentucky Derby preview for me at Play West Virginia, so I'm going to be looking at that when I get it too.
Well, I'm going to say I was having a conversation with a luminary this afternoon, and she told me that, and you know who that is.
Okay, Dave.
Yes, you can look forward to that.
Thank you. And I will see you next week.
We will, Kimmy, and we'll get it all together. And this has been a lot of fun. And hello, everybody. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you. Bye, Dave. After listening to Dave's advice, I made the plan to bet exacta boxes, and 1 trifecta box for good measure. I included a few without Tis the Law and 1 with a long shot I like. I have no idea if this is a good selection or not. I did read articles at thelines.com and Dave's article at PlayWV. I have to wait until Saturday to actually place my bets, and I'll be doing that with my fingers and toes crossed. So, wish me luck, and I will see you next week with the results.